All right, both the Knicks and the Blazers come into their games tonight on losing streaks. New York, losers of 3 in a row, are going to host Golden State. Portland, losers of 5 in a row, host the Suns. Chase or fade both of these teams' losing streaks continue, Nick W.
Man, I think I have to chase this. The Blazers maybe have a chance to knock off Phoenix with potentially no Ayton and no Devin Booker. Obviously, that levels the playing field to some degree, but at the end of the day, I almost trust this Suns infrastructure more than Portland's, which is kind of crazy to say given like the last decade of Suns basketball, but that's really how far they've come in this last season and a half, where you could take away, they're arguably their first or second best player and maybe their third best player, and you still feel pretty good about them getting a win on a lot of nights. They've just kind of become that well-oiled machine, at least in the regular season. And obviously the Knicks, are in a really tough spot here going up against Steph Curry on this night when it's a home game for the Knicks, but everything is going to be about Curry and this Warriors team coming into Madison Square Garden with a chance to break that record. So it's going to be kind of a weird game. Like, I don't know if they'll stop the game, when he breaks the record and acknowledge that. It's not going to have a normal feel to it. And I think at the end of the day, that probably benefits the road team in Golden State. And like Nick F said at the top, Curry has a history of playing well at the Garden. A lot of stars do. I think it's a pretty big night for Curry, a pretty big night for the Warriors. And I think both these losing streaks continue. Things kind of go from bad to worse for the New York Knicks, who it feels like they're just kind of throwing things at the wall and hoping something sticks, but they just haven't really been able to recapture the feel of this team from last year, where it felt like everyone was having an above average season. Everybody knew their role. A lot of that has kind of come crashing back down to earth for the Knicks.
Garion, do you have to chase that both of these teams continue on their losing streaks?
I think so. Nick did a really good job covering most of it. So I'll just say that, like him, I agree that if there is a team that has a chance to make this a false statement, it's probably the Trailblazers, which is reflected in the spread. Like, this is not like a hot take or anything. But without Devin Booker in their last 5 games, the Suns actually have a negative net rating. They are 3-2, but they've been outscored by 0.2 points per 100 possessions. So they've not been great without Booker and with Ayton missing, which you would expect. That's a really hard ask of a team to win games with 2 of your 3 best players on the sidelines. So I would say Portland's got a shot, but in general, I just think these teams are going to keep winning.
All right, Nick F., what do we think?
I'm actually going to fade on this. I think that the Warriors are going to win. It's a no-brainer to me. I would take them minus the points. We all know why. You guys have broke it down perfectly. And even though the Warriors run the second leg of a road back-to-back. But when it comes to Suns Blazers, I got to go with Portland in this one with Damian Lillard being back in the mix as much as CJ McCollum is out, because Phoenix is also on the second leg of a back-to-back, a road back-to-back. And then when you look at the Suns too, this season in back-to-backs, they're 1-2. I know their one win that came during their heater of midseason. And as much as I like the Suns, if there's no Ayton tonight, then I like them significantly less than this one. In one of their losses on the second leg of a back-to-back this season came against the Blazers too. I know it was much early in the year still, but I'm not going to discount that. And the Blazers are a much different team at home than they are on the road. I think they've won one game on the road, but they're 10-5 at home too. So I'm going to go with the Blazers money line in that one.